Funkasaurus. The Funkasaurus. Whoever thought of that deserves a fucking raise, in my opinion.
A raise, and he's shooting!
Oh, you really think that, MJ?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay, right. Well, in this video, as you can tell, we're going to be talking about the Funkasaurus himself, Brodus Clay. After what happened on Raw, we were originally going to talk about Daniel Bryan, but after the reaction this got, how could we not talk about this character and give our opinions on it? As you know, we are the British Fist.
Good shit.
I am Mr. Parkin, back with a fresh haircut for you guys, trimming myself down, looking a lot nicer, I think, than the old trampy self with a hat on. And this guy sitting next to me, well, he always looks like NJ. It's NJ!
What's up?
Subscribe up above, guys, like this video, and get your comments on what you think of this Funkasaurus character down in that comment section below.
And make sure you contact us in the link in the description box below.
Of course, and make sure you join our British Fist Facebook group too, the British Fist Universe. We've got 100 members now, which is pleasing, so go check that out too if you want discussion on Facebook with us. So yeah, like I said, we were going to talk about Daniel Bryan. We're going to save that till next week now. I know we advertised we were going to talk about Daniel Bryan, but hey, WWE advertised this for what, 8 weeks, so why not push it back?
Yes, they did.
So the Funkasaurus debuted on Monday Night Raw this week. I think what we'll get out here at the moment is I'm in the position where I kind of like the gimmick, and it's interesting really that because you do not like the gimmick that much, so this will be an interesting back and forth really, won't it?
It will, because there's many different opinions about him, and obviously we'll get through that in this video.
Yeah, and even though we have different opinions, we're still friends.
Good.
Like you guys should be in the YWC. That's what this YWC is about, having different opinions, right? So describe to me exactly your first reactions when you saw this Funkasaurus gimmick, and just go through your immediate emotions as to what you saw when you first saw this.
Okay, before I get into that, the return videos.
Oh yes, the return videos.
Like, with most people's return videos, like let's say Crime Time, so you know what kind of gimmick they're coming in as. With Brodus Clay, we get the return video of him looking like a dominant heel, taking out jobbers, looking like a monster heel.
Yeah. And
then we get two fancy ladies dancing away, and this Funkasaurus come down. And I was straight away, I thought, this must be someone playing a joke, you know. Someone's come down to make fun of him, or John Lannon's playing a joke on us. But no.
You've got to admit, Cameron, Lynn and Naomi are both pretty hot dancers, aren't they?
They are indeed.
I think one thing that we've got to note here is WWE set this up, Brodus Clay. They had him squashing jobbers on superstars. They had these vignettes, and we were all expecting a monster heel type. We were really liking the idea of a monster heel type. I was liking it too. You were liking it. So we were really looking forward to seeing what Brodus Clay could give us. But when he debuted on Monday Night Raw, I think both our first reaction as we were watching Raw was, what the fuck? It was an immediate, like, kind of gawp moment, wasn't it? I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Again, with a character like Brodus Clay, the way he's built, the way he's performed, the way the video package was shown, you really wouldn't expect a big guy like this to come out all fancy like that. So it was kind of a big surprise.
Yeah, it was a massive surprise. And the thing is, as the segment went on, I think you were a bit like, whereas I was kind of digging the Funkasaurus a little bit. I don't know why. It was just one of those things, in my opinion, that was so stupid that it was good. And to be honest with you, I'm one of these people. I did a video on my channel talking about wanting more unique characters and wanting more characters that are out there. And by God, did we not just get a character, even though it kind of didn't suit his vignettes, like you mentioned. My God, did we not just get a character out of this fucking debut on Raw?
But the big thing about this is that I want to be able to take wrestlers seriously, you know, pitch their career leading somewhere. With this character, I don't really see him get as far as he would have done if he was a monster heel.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, we saw the reaction of the crowd. It was genuinely quite surprised at first, but then the crowd was starting to get into his character. And I think what we need to understand here is the fact that throughout the WWE, we have seen special attraction guys like Rikishi, for example, the big Samoan guy dancing with Too Cool. And in my opinion, this is another one of those kind of like special attraction gimmicks that is really over. You don't need to take too seriously because it is just a bit of fun. That's what I feel this new Brodus Clay character is. As much as I would like to see the monster heel, we've got monster heels in the business already. On Mark Henry, Big Show, even though he's a face, but he's still a monster. And Kane. So in my opinion, this gimmick is just a bit of fun, and I think that is kind of how I see it. Even though I can't take him as seriously as I would have, the gimmick is obviously over, and it's going to be over. How could you not like that? I'm just saying it like as a casual fan.
Well, to be honest, I'm trying to get my head around it, but the way I would have seen it, if let's say he did not come back to Funkasaurus, I would have seen Brodus Clay going somewhere, you know, something that guys should watch out for, maybe replace some of the monsters that are eventually going to leave. Brodus Clay would be still young, still going, but now he's this. I'm not sure I can take him as seriously as I would have done.
But I don't think that's the point, really, is it? The point is for you to, you know, have some fun with this gimmick. The thing is, though, they held off his debut for months. We were really looking forward to seeing Brodus Clay, weren't we? We promised him 1 week, promised him the next, and I think the general feeling is, you know, they obviously held him back so they could work on this new gimmick, and we were just thinking, God, we're going to get Brodus Clay, we're going to get Brodus Clay, and finally, when we got him, we were kind of just like, whoa, like what the hell? It was kind of mixed reactions. I know, like, you know, we've said before, you were a little bit not liking this. I didn't at first, but I don't know what it was. I eventually did kind of grow into the gimmick itself, even though I thought it was very stupid. It's more the way the gimmick was worked rather than what we saw. I mean, they did work it pretty well, and Brodus Clay does look like he's having a lot of fun in that gimmick, and he is kind of getting over.
I see his character becoming really entertaining, but then again, I'm not sure if he had the most greatest fan base when he was Brodus Clay before, but the way I see it now is that people are going to find him entertaining, but when it comes to wrestling and actually going somewhere in the business, maybe it's not going to happen anymore.
Well, sometimes in the business, you obviously you have wrestlers out there that are going to be world champions, but obviously I think what WWE see in a Brodus Clay is they could have had, a big monster heel, but at the same time, they can have this guy who can just go out there and dance, and or whatever, and be this Funkasaurus guy, and you know, it's just like I said, it is entertainment. I mean, you said yourself, it is quite an entertaining gimmick, even though you can't take him seriously. Could people take Rikishi seriously when he was dancing with Too Cool?
Well, I think the way it was done differently, because before with Rikishi, he had a promising build before he came to this dancing gimmick. Brodus Clay, he weren't actually used to his full potential, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, he started off as Del Rio's bodyguard, didn't he? Didn't really appear on TV, and I think that was one of the things we were a bit disappointed about. But you know, I mean, the thing I like about it is it's something different. We haven't seen. I mean, I know this is very, very corny and maybe not suiting this PG era, but people will like it, and that is the main thing. And I think WWE see an opportunity here in Brodus Clay in terms of the way they've got this massive guy just dancing around the ring, and that's just how I see it. I feel it's stupid, but I can see where they're trying to go with this whole gimmick, if you see where I'm going.
Like I said throughout the video, I can see entertainment coming from this, but then again, when I think of Brodus Clay and the big guy he is, I do picture more of him being he's still going to be a dominant wrestler. I give him that, 'cause he's still got the side and strength in that, but just not in the way I would see him as.
I mean, we saw on Raw, he squashed Kurt Hawkins. He still is a dominant wrestler, isn't he? He just does it in a very unique way, and that is, you know, again, for someone like me who's been crying out for unique gimmicks like we used to get, you know, in the golden era with Randy Savage, you know, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, etc., Ted DiBiase, it's nice to see something like this come along, even though it's going to start off a bit rocky for Brodus Clay, but who knows? Who knows where this gimmick's going to go in a month's time? Do you know what I mean? Who knows how over this guy's going to be by WrestleMania? And at WrestleMania, they may just use this guy as a big attraction for WrestleMania.
Well, the big question is also, feud-wise, again, we've got to try and take his feud seriously, but again, we'll just have to see how the WWE building him up and what feuds they actually put him in, because obviously it's got to be a feud that people can maybe get behind to take it seriously, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, I can see kids liking this gimmick. I can see women liking this gimmick, I guess. A massive guy dancing around the ring. I do wonder, though, you know, what it is. I mean, like you brought up feuds, for example. So I do wonder how they're going to work a feud with this Funkasaurus character. I think it's very easy for them to bring it in and get it over. I mean, that's the easy part, bringing it in, it being something different, get it over. What are they going to do with the fuse? And this is one of the things we're going to talk about here. Like, what can they do with Brodus Clay? What can they do with this guy? Because quite clearly, he's not going to be a WWE champion, is he? He's not going to be a main eventer. Sometimes, though, I feel that is something good in the business. You know, people have been good mid-carders before, and guys like Rikishi never really won a title. They were involved in the main event scene at some point. Never really won any world titles or anything, but they drew that company money.
Well, again, I don't want Brodus Clay or Funkasaurus to stay as a, you know, guy who takes out jobbers. I actually do want to see him progress, but maybe with this gimmick, he's not going to progress. And like with Rikishi, I could have seen him become a big champion. With Funkasaurus, because of his gimmick, I don't know.
Well, we'll give it time and see how it goes. I mean, when Zack Ryder first come along, we thought it was a total joke. But now he's the US champion, and they've actually booked him okay. Even though he kind of seemed like a Jersey Shore character at the beginning of the year, now he's kind of like a serious, mid-carder type guy who we can kind of, even as non-rider fans, could take kind of seriously as a US champion, if you know what I mean.
That's true, but again, his gimmick is not as far-fetched as the Funkasaurus.
Indeed, but to be honest with you, to me, it's that whole far-fetchedness of it, that whole, uniqueness of it, and the fact that it's out there, and that it's a larger-than-life kind of character. A big, massive guy being a pimp, coming out with dancing girls. It's that thing that gets people to want to like it. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of uniqueness to the character, and the fact they could have gone and did the monster heel thing with him. And I know WWE may try and they might not. This might not be the best gimmick for him, but it's something that he can work with. It's going to get him over. That's what I feel anyway. And although I can see the original stupidity of it, I can see I do actually like the gimmick, and I look forward to seeing him on SmackDown and seeing who he's going to squash next and how exactly he's going to do it and what's he going to do that's new.
Yeah, that's a good point you brought up. The fact that he's going to go on SmackDown, because I think with Raw, most of the time they're taking their wrestlers seriously. So for him to go on SmackDown and bring out the entertainment on that would be the best option for him at the moment.
Yeah, let's face it, NJ. You remember in the Raw review, I was just laughing my ass off at this Funkasaurus character. I was just so entertained by it. And I don't know, I've watched it back a couple of times, and as much as I remember my initial reaction being, oh my god, look what they've done with Brodus Clay, I'm now kind of thinking, this is kind of what I might need in the business at the moment. Just a bit of fun, because there's not that much fun going on in the business at the moment, is there?
The WWE with their new writers, they do try and make wrestling more about entertaining wrestling.
Oh, Ryder, save me! I've got a tire! Oh my god, I'm trying to undo the tire! Oh my god!
And then they got Santino, Hornswoggle, because they do have that entertainment in it, but then it comes to Brodus Clay. Maybe that's going to add more entertainment that happens on a weekly basis. Yeah,
so sum up your overall thoughts on Brodus Clay then. Just to end this video, we've talked enough about the character and stuff, so sum up your overall thoughts on Brodus Clay.
When it comes to this, with new things happening in WWE, you have to give them a chance, and with Brodus Clay being the Funkasaurus, I'm going to give him a chance, but when I first saw it, and the way I'm feeling right now, is that I just don't think it's what Brodus Clay should be presenting as a wrestler.
And as a wrestling fan, I can see exactly where you're coming from, but here, this is my point. The point is, for me, it's a very unique character. It's very out there. It can be entertaining. It can be something that people want to pay money to see. Big Brodus Clay dancing or whatever with the dancing girls, the whole gimmick, the whole way that they do the entrance and stuff. So it could be something that could pay off in the long run in terms of a draw for WWE. It just depends how they work it and everything, because apparently, according to news, Vince McMahon feels that this character is over enough for them to go with it, so they're going to keep on going with this Funkasaurus character, it would seem. So, in my opinion, this could go somewhere big for WWE. It's early days at the moment, though, so we don't really know where it's going to go, but I originally didn't like it, but now I'm coming to like the character. Now I've kind of grown to the character a little bit more and seen what Brodus Clay kind of offered with this character. That's just my thoughts on it. I kind of liked it. You really... You will get into it soon, I think, NJ.
Well, all we can say is give this guy a chance, see what the WWE should do. As long as they've got, they brought him back, but what they need is a direction of what they're going to do with him. If they haven't got that, his return's going to be pretty pointless. But as long as they've got ideas, then roll with it.
Funky just don't know. Oh yeah, Funky just don't. You can't say you're down with Funkasaurus. Oh my god! Just when Justin Roberts said, "Introducing first, after weeks of anticipation, the Funkasaurus," you just heard you just saw a gleam in his eye, and you just saw him sniggering because he couldn't believe what he was reading out on the mic at the time. Funky just don't know. Oh yeah, and there's a disco ball and everything. Fucking awesome. But anyway, those have been our opinions on it. Like I said, this was an interesting discussion in the way that, I kind of like the gimmick. NJ, you're not quite with it yet, but you can see where this character's going, like I can as a wrestling fan. So this was an interesting conversation, though. Let us know your thoughts on this Funkasaurus character, as it is a massive it's a massive thing in the WWE. It's got a lot of people talking, isn't it? So
with the recent returns coming up, it is interesting. With Brodus Clay now returned, the whole waiting's been done. But now we'll just share your thoughts on what you think of the Brodus Clay return, the Funkasaurus character.
Yes.
And I'm not going to get teary about this like I did on Raw. And till next time, people, from the British Fist, Mr. Parkin, and me, NJ, tune in for our next video. Until next time, goodbye.